I walk these streets where the shadows fall. 1,000 stories, but I tell none at all. Smoke in the air, whiskey in my hand. All long ago, not to beg or demand. I know secrets I never explained. Every quiet step hides a little pain. Some men shout just to be heard. I let my silence speak every word. I don't need the room to listen. I don't need the crowd to see. A quiet man carries thunder hidden underneath the sea. This is music for men who stay silent, for the ones who walk alone at night, where the whiskey burns and the smoke keeps rising and dignity outshines the light. No need for words or proving, no need to raise your voice. A man who stands in quiet shadow already made his choice. Every scar I earned taught me how to lead. Some lessons only silence can believe. Rain on the pavement, cold street glow. 1,000 roads that I used to know. There's power in the calm of a steady hand, and knowing when to walk, when to stand. The loudest man ain't always strong. Sometimes the quiet ones last alone. Some men speak to fill the air, but I keep mine locked inside. A gentleman walks through fire with nothing left to hide. This is music for men who stay silent, for the ones who carry hidden scars, where the night runs deep like old dark rivers, and the truth sits behind the bars. No need for fame or glory, no need for empty pride. A man who learns to walk in silence has nothing left to hide. Whiskey glass reflects the moon. Some men shout to feel important, some just leave the room. And when the night gets cold and endless, hearts meet. Neon flickers through whiskey gold. Stories and silos never told. Smoke rising like a ghost in the air. Every chair holds someone's despair. I sit alone where the shadows stay. Let the slow blues drift away. Some men drown their past in liquor. Some men try to forget. But every drop inside this glass only brings back regret. Whiskey and smoke, blues tonight, burning slow on a neon light. Every sip, every lonely breath feels like dancing close with regret. Whiskey and smoke, blues again, playing low for tired men, where the glass runs dry and the silence stays, and the night just fades to gray. The cigarette blows in the midnight air like a quiet prayer nobody hears. The bartender nods, he knows the look. Another man lost and the memories hook. Oh, guitar crying soft and low, like it knows where the lost men go. No need for words, we understand. Broken hearts in a whiskey band. The rain outside keeps falling slow, like time slipping through my hands. Every note of this lonely blues feels like old forgotten plans. Whiskey and smoke, blues tonight, burning slow on the neon light. Every sip, every lonely breath feels like dancing close with regret. Whiskey and smoke, blues remain like an old familiar pain. When the night grows cold and the bar runs dry, only the blues remain. Whiskey and smoke blows tonight, burning slow on the neon light. Every sip, every lonely breath feels like dancing close with regret. Whiskey and smoke, blues remain like an old familiar pain. When the night goes cold and the bar runs dry, only the blues remain. the quiet men go, where the truth runs deeper than they show. A worn-out suit and a steady gaze, years of lessons in silent ways. Smoke curls up to the midnight sky, like the ghosts of old goodbyes. No need to shout, no need to defend. The gentleman knows where stories end. Some men chase the sound of glory, some men beg to be believed, but the ones who carry real weight walk away and let them speak. I'm the gentleman who never explains. No need to justify the pain. Through the rain and the midnight trains, I carry silence in my veins. Let them talk and let them guess. Truth don't need a witness. A calm man standing in the storm needs no words to be reborn. Whiskey glass on a bar tonight reflects the glow of fading light. The bartender nods like he understands. Life ain't fair for thinking men. Scars don't show beneath the coat, but every mark is a lesson wrote. And every mile beneath my feet taught me when to stay discreet. Some men fight for every answer, some men scream to feel alive, but the strongest ones just listen, and quietly they survive. I'm the gentleman who never explains. No need to justify the pain. The rain and the midnight trains, I carry silence in my veins. Let them talk and let them guess. Truth don't need a witness. A calm man standing in the storm needs no words to be reborn. Inside the pouring rain is stronger than the loudest pain. No applause and no parade, just the choices that I made. A silent man in a restless land, walking steady where I stand. Midnight falls on an empty road. Streetlights hum with a tidal glow. A quiet man in a restless mind, walking past what he left behind. Smoke drifts slow in the neon air. Old regrets hanging everywhere. No one asks and I don't pretend. Some roads break before they bend. Some men chase the noise of daylight. Some men run from what they've seen. But the ones who walk at midnight know exactly what it means. These are midnight blues for quiet men, for the souls who walk alone again, where the rain falls soft on broken dreams, and the night ain't always what it seems. No need to shout into the sky, no need to ask the reasons why. A silent man beneath the moon finds his truth in a lonely tomb. Whiskey light slipping down the mirror reflects the glow of a distant star. The jukebox plays a low, slow song for hearts that wandered far too long. Boots on pavement, steady and slow. Every mile teaches what to know. The loudest voice fades in the end. Quiet men, how to stand. Every shadow tells a story. Every scar a silent prayer. always seen. No need to shout into the sky, no need to ask the reasons why. A silent man beneath the moon finds his truth in a lonely tune. Flicker down the lane like old ghosts calling out my name, but the past is just a fading sound when your feet stay on the ground. Some men fight the coming dawn, some keep drifting all night long, but a quiet heart knows when it's time to leave the dark and walk the line. These are midnight blues for quiet men, for the souls who rise and fall again. Through the smoke and the pouring rain, they keep walking through the pain. No applause and no parade, just the choices that they made. A silent man beneath the moon, still humming that midnight tune. Rain falls slow on an empty lane, streetlights glowing through the rain. A quiet man in a long dark coat, carrying words he never wrote. Footsteps echo on broken stone, every mile walked alone. Smoke drifts up in the midnight air, like a memory still hanging there. Some men run from the stormy weather, some men hide where it's warm and dry. But the ones who walk through pouring rain know the truth they can't deny. These are rainy night dark blues for the souls with nothing left to lose, where the thunder rolls and the cold wind cries under lonely midnight skies. Rain keeps falling on the street, washing sorrow from my feet. sugar and sign, another glass of cheap red wine. The bartender pours without a word, like he's heard what I never said. Old guitar crying soft and low, playing songs that lonely men know. Every chord like a whispered pain, drifting through the falling rain. Every scar a quiet lesson, every night a heavy load. But the calm inside the storm keeps a man upon his road. These are rainy, not dark blues, for the souls with nothing left to lose, where the thunder rolls and the cold wind cries on the lonely midnight sky. Rain keeps falling on the street, washing sorrow from my feet. A silent man and a tired soul, still walking down a broken road. The city sleeps beneath the storm, but restless hearts stay wide awake. Some men drown inside their memories, some just walk and let them break. Every drop upon the pavement sounds like whispers from the past, but a man who learns from silence knows the pain won't always last. These are rainy, night dark blues, for the ones who paid their dues. Through the thunder and the pouring rain, they keep walking through the pain. No bright lights and no applause, just a man in all his flaws, still walking through the falling rain, with a heart that won't complain. Black tie hanging on the tide frame. Street lights whisper my old name. Polished shoes on a broken road. carrying more than they ever showed. A glass of whiskey, a silent bar, 1,000 miles from where you are. The world sees calm, the world sees grace, but storms still live behind this face. Some men wear their wounds like armor, some hide them out of sight, but the deepest scars stay quiet in the shadows of the night. There are scars under this suit tonight, hidden far from the neon light. Every line from a war I've known, every step that I walked alone. No need for sympathy or praise, just quiet nights and smoky haze. Gentleman with a steady step, carrying wounds nobody sees there. Rain taps slow on the window pane, like a rhythm of an old refrain. The jukebox hums a tired old tune for hearts that howl beneath the moon. Every road that I chose to walk, every silence louder than talk. The loudest man don't always win, sometimes strength is held within. Time will carve its silent lesson across the soul and through the bone. But a man who learns to carry pain never truly walks alone. There are scars under this suit tonight, hidden far from the neon light. Every line from a war I've known, every step that I walked alone. No need for sympathy or praise, just quiet nights and smoky haze. A gentleman with a steady stare, carrying wounds nobody sees there. I walk right through. Some men break beneath the load, some just keep along the road. And the mirror never lies to me about the man I came to be. A quiet soul beneath the tide, still watching storms roll by. There are scars under this suit tonight, from every lost and lonely fight. But a calm man standing tall never lets the silence fall. No need for glory or applause, just living life with all its flaws. A steady heart beneath the night, and scars beneath a gentleman's suit. Down an empty street, echoes of tired wandering feet. A long dark cold in a steady pace. No destination, just open space. Streetlights glow in the midnight haze, like fading ghosts of better days. The world keeps talking loud and fast, but quiet men outlive the past. Some men fear the road of silence, some can't stand their own reflection, but the ones who walk alone at night find a deeper kind of direction. I'm just a man who walks alone through broken streets I've always known, with whiskey thoughts and smoke-filled air, memories that linger there. No need for crowds or company, just moonlight and a blues melody, a silent soul beneath the sky, watching restless years go by. A lonely bar with a flickering sign, another slow song lost in time. The bartender pours without a word, like he understands what can't be heard. Every mile beneath these shoes carries old forgotten blues, but a quiet heart learns how to stand, even in a restless land. Every shadow tells a story, every scar a hidden truth, and the man who walks through both learns the weight of living proof. I'm just a man who walks alone through roads where broken dreams have grown, with midnight rain upon my face and distant lights I can't replace. No need for noise or sympathy, just time and old blues harmony, a steady soul beneath the sky, watching restless years go by. Take, and the blues beneath the mood is the only friend that stays. I'm just a man who walks alone through every road I've ever known, with quiet strength and steady breath, still dancing with the blues and death. No bright lights and no parade, just the life that I have made, a silent man beneath the sky, letting lonely years drift by. Dim street lamp in a midnight glow, the kind of night only quiet men know. A long dark coat and a steady stride, carrying storms it keeps inside. Smoke curls slow in the autumn air, old regrets drifting everywhere. No loud words and no complaint, just a soul learning what it ain't. Some men chase the sound of glory, some men fear the truth they see, but a calm inside a silent man runs deeper than a sea. These are blues for the silent gentleman, walking slow through the midnight rain, with a whiskey heart and a quiet flame, carrying scars without the blame. No need to shout into the night, no need to prove what's wrong or right. A steady man beneath the moon finds his peace in a lonely tune. Tired song for hearts that wandered far too long. The bartender nods with knowing eyes, like he's heard 1,000 goodbyes. Boot steps echo down the lane, every mile remembers pain, but a quiet man learns how to stand even when the world demands. Every shadow holds a story, every road a test of time, but the ones who keep their silence often walk the strongest line. These are blues for the silent gentleman, walking slow through the midnight rain, with a whiskey heart and a quiet flame, carrying scars without the blame. No need to shout into the night, no need to prove what's wrong or right. A steady man beneath the moon finds his peace in a lonely tune. Passing by, and the road keeps rolling forward like a slow and restless tide, but a calm and silent gentleman lets the storm pass by his side. the silent gentleman, for the men who understand that the loudest voice in the room isn't always the strongest man. Through the smoke and pouring rain, through the loss and through the pain, a quiet soul beneath the night, still walking toward the light. Long dark road on the silver skies, headlights fading like old goodbye. A cigarette burns in the midnight air, like a quiet prayer nobody hears. The engine hums like a tired song for hearts that wandered far too long. A lonely man in an endless lane, driving slow through memory and rain. Some men run from what they've been, some keep chasing what they lost. But the ones who drive through midnight road know the weight of every cost. Cigarette smoke and midnight roads, where the silent story slowly unfolds. Through the neon lights and the cold night air, a wandering soul with 1,000 stairs. No destination in sight tonight, just fading miles and distant light. A quiet man and the dark unknown on endless roads he calls his home. A roadside bar with a flickering glow, the kind of place old drifters know. A whiskey glass and a blues guitar, playing low from the corner bar. Boots on gravel, slow and calm, like a storm that's lost its hum. Every mile leaves something behind, but the road keeps clearing the mind. Every shadow holds a memory, every mile another scar. But the road keeps whispering softly, no matter where you are. midnight roads where the silent story slowly unfolds. Through the neon lights and the cold night air, a wandering soul with 1,000 steps. No destination in sight tonight, just fading miles and distant light. A quiet man in the dark unknown, on endless roads he calls his home. Smoke keeps drifting skyward, like a ghost of what has been, while the wheels keep turning forward, through the night so cold and thin. Cigarette smoke and midnight roads, through every mile a story flows, with a tired heart and a steady hand, still driving through this restless land. No applause and no bright stage, just quiet thoughts that fill the page. A lonely man beneath the night, following distant fading light. Quiet street beneath the rain, street lights glowing through the pain. A calm man walking through the night, carrying battles out of sight. Smoke drifts slowly in the cold, like stories that were never told. No need for noise, no need to prove. A steady heart knows when to move. Some men shout to hide their weakness, some men fight for empty pride. But the ones who walk in silence carry something deep inside. There's strength in silence, strong and true. In every storm a man walks through, loud words and no disguise, just quiet fire behind the eyes. Through the smoke and midnight blues, through the roads a man must choose, a silent soul beneath the sky, watching restless years go by. Whiskey glass beneath dim light reflects the shadows of the night. The jukebox hums a lonely sound for hearts that never settle down. Every scar a lesson learned, every bridge once crossed and burned. But a quiet man won't lose his way when the world begins to sway. Time will carve its silent story across the lines of every face, but the calm inside a patient man, no storm can ever replace. There's strength in silence, strong and true. In every storm a man walks through, no loud words and no disguise, just quiet fire behind the eyes. Through the smoke and midnight blue, through the roads a man must choose, a silent soul beneath the sky, watching restless years go by. Streetlights, memories begin to rise. Some men break beneath their past, some just watch it passing by. But a steady soul keeps moving through the dark and through the pain, knowing calm and quiet strength will outlast the pouring rain. There's strength in silence, strong and true. In every road that man walks through, no need for glory, fame or pride, just quiet strength he holds inside. foggy streets where the shadows fall. 1,000 stories, but I tell none at all. Smoke in the air, whiskey in my hand. All that long ago, not to beg or demand. And I know secrets I never explained. Every quiet step hides a little pain. Some men shout just to be heard. I let my silence speak every word. I don't need the room to listen. I don't need the crowd to see. A quiet man carries thunder hidden underneath the sea. This is music for men who stay silent, for the ones who walk alone at night, where the whiskey burns and the smoke keeps rising and dignity outshines the light. No need for words to prove it. No need to raise your voice. A man who stands in quiet shadow already made his choice. Every scar I earned taught me how to lead. Some lessons only silence can believe. Rain on the pavement, cold street glow. 1,000 roads that I used to know. There's power in the calm of a steady hand, and knowing when to walk, when to stand. The loudest man ain't always strong. Sometimes the quiet ones last alone. Some men speak to fill the air.